So moving forward, I want to invite Professor Dr. Muhammad Imran Qureshi. Dr. Qureshi is the founding director of Connecting Asia and also currently working as senior lecturer at Tested University, UK. He had worked as lecturer at University Technical Malaysia and ComScience University, Islamabad from 2007 to 2022. His area of expertise is operation management, operations research, statistical process control, data analytics, environmental management, logistic and supply chain management, production management, operations research, research methodology, mathematical modeling, quantitative data analysis, and qualitative data analysis. Other than classroom teaching, he conducted numerous workshops on data analytics, structural equation modeling using AMOS and Smart PLS, qualitative data analysis using NVivo, and systematic review. His research profile consists of more than 150 research publications in renowned journals with cumulative impact factor above 100. He has written several impact factor publications with world-renowned publishers like Elsevier and Springer in the area of digitalization, operation management, environmental management, sustainability, and organizational behavior, and his overall citations amount up to 8,000. He is currently serving as senior lecturer and sector lead global supply chain management at Tested University International Business School, United Kingdom. Sir, please, we welcome you on the stage.
Right. Okay, thank you very much for giving an introduction, a detailed one. The first thing I want to ensure I'm the last person standing between you and your lunch. Okay, so just bear with me for a few more minutes and then we can conclude this session. For this conference, as a co-host Connecting Asia and Teesside University, I would be congratulating us university for organizing such a marvelous event. And this collaboration was started in 2023, where we started an NRPU project on digital manufacturing ecosystem, which took us to many collaboration nationally and abroad. We collaborated with many international institutions and also industry in order to work for developing a framework for digital ecosystem. And we publish a few research articles, and we also have upcoming book under this project, which is going to be published on 22nd of November, which is for energy efficiency, digital apps for energy efficiency, which is co-edited by me, Professor Ozja, and Dr. Mudassir, and our co-PIs. Now, before we move on, as we have already, seen a few detailed presentations where we discuss about especially Professor Dr. Jamil discussed about the Industrial Revolution, which is where I'm going to start my presentation. And I'll try to give you a brief overview of technological development over the year, and we'll try to learn what is coming next and are we prepared for that. And that is a very simple question. We are going to answer this question. So we have 4 different industrial revolutions. So Industrial Revolution 1, which is basically start with the steam engine. So when we were able to transport goods and product massively, and we were able to produce massive products. So this is the driver. Technology was based on coal. So we were using steam engines, and mechanical engineering was on top during this process. So this is Industrial Revolution 1. And then we have Industrial Revolution 2. Second Industrial Revolution is attributed by electronics. Especially we develop electricity, and that's give us opportunity to build infrastructures and technology throughout the globe. And we were able to bring that electricity to different nations and different industrial sectors. And that is where we are talking about the Industrial Revolution 2, where we are focusing on industrial development based on electricity. And then we have Internet, Industrial Revolution 3, where we started using World Wide Web, which is the main driving force of our technological development. And we created many different systems, autonomous systems based on these internet and World Wide Web. Now we are in Industrial 4.0, and maybe we can consider Industry 5.0, which I'm going to give you a brief illustration. But Industry 4.0 is mainly based on connectivity. The devices are controlling other devices. We have IoTs, we have cloud computing devices, and cloud computing and IoT gives us opportunity to collect and transmit data through online system very easily and very efficiently. And that enable us to develop systems where we can control like devices from here. If you are using any device to control your homes, maybe you can increase or decrease your room temperature from here. And this is IoT, which we are using over the year, and we have developed these systems a lot. And now we are looking forward. What next? Now we are trying to develop the coexistence between human and technology, where AI can be a driving force, but there is a role of human being as well. It is not that the AI will lead all the process and we are just witnessing the change all around us. No, we are part of it, and we need to learn how we can be the more efficient and more prominent part of this feature. So now let's consider a few important scenarios, and I'll give you some consideration around these technologies. Technologies are developing rapidly, and we need to evolve the systems around that can regulate that technology in a way that can be beneficial for human. Now, this is an outcome of our research articles and the book topics, but I try to make it very non-technical in order to provide you the illustration of what is happening. And this is over 3,000 research articles were searched to develop this book and the presentation. But now I'll be trying to make it very simple. We'll try to understand the AI advancement first, how this AI has been evolved over the year. I will start from 1950s, where we started the basic system, and then we'll try to understand the real challenge with this AI. It's not just your skills are being challenged. There are many other things we need to understand. Your consciousness also being challenged. We are looking at many deep fakes. We are unable to understand whether this is true or false. It's misinformation or information. In this era, we need to understand those skills also. And then we'll try to learn how we can mitigate those very specific challenges which technology has created and these disruptions are creating around us. So these are three important components of my presentation. So first, I will discuss how AI has been evolved over there. Just from the knowledge-based point of view, we develop initial system which we use like flow charting. If you are from computing, you know that. We started to use symbols in order to explain the processes very well. And these systems are actually based on some graphs and illustration. That was the first introduction of AI in human history, or maybe where we have different systems where we can take decisions and we can explain those decisions in the form of different flow charts and different symbols. And these symbols were used in industry as well. Then we created expert systems where the technical knowledge was based on different skills and unique to different industries. Every industry was different and every industrial challenges were different, and we created those systems where we applied those laws of AI to solve the challenges which each industry and each unit is facing. This is called expert systems. And then we start learning using machine learning. That is like more technical knowledge and more computing skills. But with this machine learning, we found a real challenge, which is computing speed. We never had that computing power to learn and execute this system online, and the way you are looking at AI now. I was involved in the test case of this AI, which is now ChatGPT. We call that Open AI Playground. So I was one of the invited user of those technologies when they were under development process. So we learned. They started to develop this years back, and they have already introduced this as an AI playground. Now, the real challenge was that we never had that computing power which we can use in order to process this information so quickly. Then we use cloud computing. As a result, now we have that computing power, and now we have deep learning algorithms also. And mixing up all these technologies, we are able to develop these new AI-based systems, AI-enabled systems, because AI is working on probabilities, and probabilities need to be calculated in massive amount of energy, and computing power is required. So this is where the industrial revolutions are and AI revolutions are there. Now, what are the real challenge? Based on the research, what are the real challenge which we are talking about? I know most of the people, they know the privacy and data security is the biggest challenge we are facing. Yes, we are facing that challenge, but that is not the only challenge we are facing now with the development of this AI. Let us consider a situation, a very typical theory which we use to understand complex dilemmas, and I'm posing a question to all of you. Consider you are sitting in or riding a autonomous vehicle without a driverless car, and you encounter a situation where your car, maybe a few people are suddenly they came on the road, and you may hit them, and the car have a decision to make whether they will hit people, 5 people, or they can turn the way and hit a wall downside. Now, in that situation, the person sitting inside the car, the security would be compromised. So what would be your decision? What should your car do? Think about this situation. You are sitting in that car and you are about to hit 5 people. Would you sacrifice yourself, or what's your answer? But that time has already been passed because we are in AI age. If that was possible, that definitely be done. But consider 2 options only. That is one of the possible scenario. There is no possible exact outcome of this situation. And this problem, it is called trolley problem. You can learn this. It's a very technical, or theoretical development of understanding technology and all other ethical dilemmas. Now we have different perspective. For example, if I'm sitting in that car, my security was the first contract I made with that company who is developing this car. Now, I'm sitting in this car only if this car will secure me, not the people, right? So if they hit people, it means that they are violating those contracts. On the other side, ethically, if I see, yes, we need to save those people. So these are the decisions. Now consider, you are not the one who is taking that decision. AI is taking that decision whether they need to continue forward or move on the other side. And this is not just for this car. There are many challenges we face every day. The technology can solve that problem, but we have these dilemmas. And there is no clear solution to this. There are different theories like utilitarian theory on ethical concern, and we have contractual obligations. So there are different and legal obligations also. But we need to understand technology comes with some risks and some challenges. Now we need to understand not just the privacy and data security is the only challenge we are facing now. We have algorithm, the biasness. And another thing which I believe those who are working in computing, they are familiar with, AI is biased. Why it is biased? Because it processes information, and information which is already available in the system. And the communities like suppressed community and the communities which have limited access to these technologies might not be able to provide that amount of data which can be used to work with all these AI systems. So if you are asking anything from ChatGPT, it means that it is answering you based on the probabilities and based on the information already available in the system. And that is making things a little bit challenging. Then we have deepfake and misinformation. And then we have digital surveillance, which is another concern. If you go out of your house, don't think that you are not being watched by any camera or anything. You are always being, and even your own devices are surveillance devices. So these are real problems we are going to face in future, and we are facing them now. So what is the solution? Where we can create that intersection of this technology and human being? There are 2 important theories we have uncovered. Now with mitigation strategies and solution is very simple. We have 2 different aspects, convergence and divergence. We need to think where we are different from technology. What are the aspects a human being can deliver better than technology? And then convergence, where we can integrate ourselves with the technology. The way we have already discussed, about the different scenarios where we can evolve even without compromising our values or our culture. And we have discussed all this. So divergence is three important aspects of divergence. Creativity, that would be always attribute of a human being. AI is not going to change that. Yes, it can facilitate, it can process information, you think that it is creating something, but actually it is just reusing the information you already provided to those systems. So creativity will be always attribute of a human being, and you always need to work on your creative skills. You don't need to work on writing English now. You can use devices to do that. But you need to think and more. You need to be more creative. You need to bring new ideas to life. Now, with this availability of all these resources, writing research is not easy anymore. Even creating social impact is not easy anymore because you are experiencing intense competition. Everybody can use AI. And now things are becoming more difficult for those who are in academia. They will understand if a journal was receiving, for example, 1,000 research articles per year, they are receiving 50,000 research articles per year now. So competition is intense. It is not going to change the way you are doing your research. We need to learn more. And then emotional intelligence would always be part of human divergence. So we are different from any technology, and human intelligence or emotional intelligence is part of that decision making, and that should be part of this decision making. And then critical thinking skills. These are the three skills which will make you different from any technology. No matter how exponentially growing AI, you can still compete that if you have these three things. You are creative, you have emotional intelligence, and you have critical thinking. Don't accept anything without questioning. That is critical thinking, and we have covered up. But there are some areas of intersection where we can converge with technology, which is we can use this AI to process data. Even when I train AI-enabled systematic literature reviews and all this, the students, they always ask me, can we write with AI? My answer is yes, definitely, but don't. AI is not for writing, it is for processing information. For example, if you have 60 articles to study or to read, before AI it was difficult. Now you can just upload all these 50 articles and ask questions, and it will give you refined information based on the data you have provided. So data processing is most important part of it. And then you have ability to recognize pattern. Even the sophisticated coding is, I think we have developed many apps based on this no-code application. So AI is enabled or capable of developing codes and correcting itself. So you don't need to think to learn so many skills which might not be possible for a single human being to do that. Before this, we were asking AI computing people to develop those apps. Now we can, as a business manager, we have concepts, we have ideas, and we can develop. I can give you a case. We just created an app for UK government for SME Scope 3 emission calculation. Scope 3 is difficult. We have Scope 1, 2, and 3, which is related to supply chain. So we created that app without intervention of any computing people. So we can do that, and you can also do that. And if you want to learn, please attend my session tomorrow. Okay? And then the final one is task automation. Obviously, that has been attribute of technology since long. So task automation is one of the most important. So what we can do is we can create a system. Human intuitions, AI analysis, and you can always synergize all this information using these two convergence and divergence attributes, and you can always develop. Okay? So you don't need to fear about the technology, their evolution of this AI, or maybe development or rapid development of new tools and techniques. You don't need to learn all of them. Just you need to learn the way to think with, work with these technologies and new development. And this is the clear way of doing that. If you develop these three skills, and that would be a better future you can create for yourself and for your children as well. Most of the time, I have been asked this question: what do you think? What AI is going to do with your skills? As an academician, please remember our jobs are being challenged. we are facing or experiencing a lot of challenge, because if a student can access all the information, you have nothing to teach if you are not creative, right? So we have some tools and technique, and we need to be prepared better than our students if we want to teach them. Otherwise, they will teach you a lesson of your life. Okay, so this is my speech, and before I end, I just want to introduce to you about the Connecting Asia. I hope so everybody is familiar with this. I'm founding director, and we have many founding members sitting here. And this is a true representation of a social enterprise where we created impact. We facilitated 44 PhDs to complete their degrees under this Connecting Asia when we developed this in Malaysia. And we have done so many different conferences. I believe we have conducted 21 conferences in maybe 12 countries now, and that is a really powerful network. And we have more than 50,000 subscribers and 20,000 users and more than 10,000 researchers around the globe from 42 countries on our network. And that gives you opportunity to connect with them, learn new skills, and work with the international scholars and all this. So these are a few important milestones which we have achieved. I believe that is it from my side. Thank you very much, and have a very good conference.
Thank you so much, sir.